quotes wisdom, where the pursuit of knowledge and the exploration of wisdom converge. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. From error to error, one discovers the entire truth. Recognizing a problem is half the success in solving it. Words have a magical power. They can bring either the greatest happiness or the deepest despair. In the small matters, trust the mind. In the large ones, trust the heart. We seek more to take suffering away from ourselves than to gain pleasure. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. The scope of one's personality is defined by the magnitude of that problem which is capable of driving a person out of his wits. There is a powerful force within us, an unilluminated part of the mind, separate from the conscious mind, that is constantly at work molding our thought, feelings, and actions. The behavior of a human being in sexual matters is often a prototype for the whole of his other modes of reaction in life. The more perfect the person is on the outside, the more demons they have on the inside. We are what we are because we have been what we have been, and what is needed for solving the problems of human life and motives is not moral estimates, but more knowledge. You do not stop looking for strength and confidence outside, but you should look inside yourself. They have always been there. The only person with whom you have to compare ourselves is that you in the past. And the only person better you should be, this is who you are now. The energetic and successful man is the one who succeeds in transforming the fantasies of desire into reality. When one does not have what one wants, one must want what one has. If youth knew, if age could. Depression is a frozen fear. Before you diagnose yourself with depression or low self-esteem, first make sure that you are not, in fact, just surrounded by assholes. The first indication of stupidity is a complete lack of shame. Thought is action in rehearsal. The best is always the enemy of the good. Limitation in the possibility of enjoyment raises the value of the enjoyment. A busy man is seldom visited by idle friends. No flies fly to a boiling pot. Nothing costs so much in life as illness and ignoring an illness. Friendship is an art of keeping distance, while love is an art of intimacy. How bold one gets when one is sure of being loved. My love is something valuable to me, which I ought not to throw away without reflection. Without love we fall ill. A woman should soften, but not weaken a man. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. The virtuous man contents himself with dreaming that which the wicked man does in actual life. Happiness is a child's dream fulfilled in maturity. Every normal person is really only partly normal. Envy is destructive. Don't be tempted by it. Live by your own rules. Perfect, eternal, hate-purified love exists only between the addict and the drug. Time spent with cats is never wasted. Experience teaches us that the world is not a nursery. When people marry, they no longer live for each other as they did before. They live with each other for someone third, and dangerous rivals soon appear for the husband, the household, and the nursery. He that has eyes to see, and ears to hear, may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips, betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Civilized society is perpetually menaced with disintegration through this primary hostility of men towards one another. A father's death is the most important event, the more heartbreaking and poignant loss in a man's life. No, our science is no illusion. But an illusion it would be to suppose that what science cannot give us we can get elsewhere. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. The voice of the intellect is soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. Ultimately, after endless rebuffs, it succeeds. This is one of the few points in which one may be optimistic about the future of mankind. When making a decision of minor importance, I have always found it advantageous to consider all the pros and cons. In vital matters, however, such as the choice of a mate or a profession, the decision should come from the unconscious, from somewhere within ourselves. In the important decisions of personal life, we should be governed, I think, by the deep inner needs of our nature.